April the 9th, 2026, Thursday, 5:23 p.m. Thursday evening. Or you can let the chart teach you how to trade. Chart is throwing signals. And the thing is, you don't necessarily see the setup or understand why until after the signal is thrown. For example, in the middle of the screen, we have a falling wedge here. And with the falling wedge, the computer flagged that. You also have some buy and sell signals underneath the bull signal. And the price went down and it went up and it broke the falling wedge upper plane. Increase. Maybe it won't hit its target, but at least you broke the upper plane. The market's cooling down in the background and sort of heating up. The computer is teaching you. And to learn is reward. Sell signal there. Immediately after the sell signal, boom, you got another sell signal. And then sooner or later, you'll probably get a bear signal if the price continues to go down. But right now, it looks like it's on an uptrend. You have red circles, buy. Yellow circles, probably not a good time to buy. Start thinking about selling. Of course, with increase, buy. And there's a red circle underneath here, but it disappears whenever so much layered upon layered information. You see that red circle to the right of the bull signal just before the breakout. Now you start to see some stuff in real time on a 10-second chart, ZBCN. It's the chart layout that is a thing of beauty. Just continue to watch the buy and sell signals. Now you have a falling, well, not a falling wedge, the white one where the price rises, but you have a rising wedge where the price falls. We break the bottom plane, we're probably falling further. So let's watch this and see if the falling wedge comes into manifestation if we break the bottom yellow plane here. You can see we're trending within a narrow tunnel, getting tighter and tighter. And if we break the top wedge, then if we break the top line, then the rising wedge would have been a failure. Because the idea is this is a roof up here. You're probably not going to go above it. But this is a foundation. And since it's a rising wedge, you might fall through the floor and go down. Sometimes they're successful, sometimes they're not. But the computer flagged that. Now, as you eyeball buy or bull and sell signals, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, not in perfection, but whenever you have a true trend, you can see some beautiful, beautiful things coming. Circle, circle, almost like saying bye bye, but we got to respect the falling wedge. No one indicator. You look at everything together. See this? Sell signal. Will it shift to the left? Held just a little bit. We can still count cadence. Yellow, blue, yellow. Blue waiting on the yellow. Market's warming up. Things are getting tighter and tighter. You can see it. Broke the wedge. Will it print? Bear signals. Falling wedge breakout. It may not go really low. It may not hit its target down here. But we can see the markets. The computer is doing everything. We got a bull and a buy signal. Will it shift to the left? Long bull and buy signal. Shift it to the left. You see that? All right, so the computer's doing everything. Of course, we got some really interesting things. Now, as we look at a higher time frame where we don't get signals every 10 seconds, but more like every week. What do you see? You see two. They should really classically be, because they're white, they should be falling wedges, which means if we break the upper plane, we can go higher. This one here was a failure. It says falling wedge failed, but you have another one within it, and we broke the upper plane. So this one so far has been successful. As long as you break the upper plane, you're good. Now this is on the 1 week chart. You're not going to get the next signal until April the 13th. But you can see what kind of structure you are in. Got the buy signal there, even though the price went up and took a dip. We did not get a sell signal, but you got encouraged buy circles in red here. And you don't have any yellow circles like you have up here. You have some other interesting things going on in the chart. But CBCN is at a beautiful price point. Right now, it's not even a penny. And it's a good project based out of South Korea, directly attached and tied to that beautiful cryptocurrency called XRP. But anyone can read signals. With such a yellow downtrend for so long, it's almost time to start seeing some green. And when the uptrends come, they are massive and they can be explosive. So what is the next bull signal going to look like? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Also, if you go back to the 10-second chart and just learn from it, you notice some things happening on the 10-second chart. With the 10-second chart, you always travel down through a green Gaussian channel. There's this Gaussian channel here. And you travel up through a red Gaussian channel. If I compress time, you might see what I'm talking about. Decompressed, I went too far. All right, you notice red here, Gaussian channel, green, red. You're traveling down through the green, which is positive, and up through the red, which is negative. Traveling down through the green channel, which is positive, traveling up through the red channel, which is negative. You wanted to travel down through the green. Unofficially, it didn't quite hold. Bounced out because it is a positive channel. And sooner or later, you will fall down through that green channel there, like you see right now. Sooner or later, that channel will flip to red, from green to red. And the little X's with this one, that's not the Gaussian channel, that lets you know you're scraping the bottom of the barrel of the markets. Things are low. Average, statistically speaking, when you see an X, that is a sign that you can go beyond this moving average threshold. And when you start breaking that plane, you're probably about to break out. But guess what? Officially, we traveled down through the green Gaussian channel. You can bounce back up, but officially you'll be traveling down through the green. Now, when this edge begins to round out and flatten out on the top and the bottom and the middle, it's going to flip to red. And then you'll be watching your little X's and your buy signals. See that red right there? Now is a good time to think about getting in. I would like to see a large black square first, but the order doesn't really matter. When we see red, we can cut up through red. But right now, it's like a negative force. It's pushing markets down. They say this Gaussian channel is like quicksand. When you touch it, you can get sucked in further. Top line breached, you close a candle on it or within it, you can get sucked to the middle and you can get sucked to the bottom. Next thing you know, you're dumping on the bottom of the Gaussian channel and below it. Now, blue indicates things are warming up. We got blue under the candles here, and there's a bull. Yellow means things are cooling down, like bear, yellow, downward price action, even though you have some buys and sells within the bear and the bull flags. Let's see when we begin to touch the bottom border of the Gaussian channel, the bottom red, and see if we get sucked up into it. Then you can have a bounce in and bounce out, or when you touch that, you can get sucked up to the top because we travel down through the positive channels, green, and up through the negative. It's just a seesaw. It's just an oscillation back and forth with lots of noise, other buys and sells in between. Keep in mind, this is a 10-second chart. Let's go back to the 1 week chart. Statistically, we can see if the Gaussian channel is green or red. All right, so we can see we traveled or traveling down through the Gaussian channel. It has not flipped red yet. You can get a kick out or a bounce out further up into the channel of the Gaussian channel. Or it can be a failed wedge like the first one was. And now we have a wedge within a wedge where we broke out just a little bit, but we're still in the Gaussian channel, waiting to travel beneath the green. But this Gaussian channel on the 1 week chart is massive. It is huge. But still, you have your bear and your bull. Look at the circles. Those are bullish circles. Red circles means you can get in even though the price is dipping. You can dollar cost average, and then when things begin to go up, boom, you start to lose some X's, and that's a sign that you are no longer at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. We haven't seen these bottom of the barrel X's in a while, haven't we? You don't see an X on these here. You don't see an X on these here. You don't see an X on these here until you're over here. Bar over there. And not enough history on the chart for ZBCN. Just show you X's, but we are scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Let's see what it looks like on a 2 week chart, where every candle is no longer a week, but 2 weeks. Let the computer load. All right, 2 week chart looks a little different. More history in the chart is needed. And keep in mind, with some of these cryptocurrencies, you may not ever officially travel down through red because the system, for the most part, with certain cryptocurrencies, is moving to what they call daily use, functional utility. It's not just a meme coin. This particular blockchain is doing a job of moving value back and forth for millions of customers, to include banks, peer-to-peer payment, person-to-person payment. So I say, no matter what time frame you're on, the computer is doing the guesswork for you. Notice how you traveled up through red. Now we're on the 4-hour chart. You traveled up through red. And you may possibly travel down through green. And look at the beautiful falling wedge where you broke the top of the plane and you had the breakout. Did it hit its mark? It did in the future. So look at that. 4-hour chart where every bar is 4 hours. Notice the white underneath. White gives you a lift up. and no interference after the large white square. Beautiful stuff in this chart to include buy and sell signals, bull and bear flags. Look at the top of the market here. Beautiful. Signals of when you should probably be buying and when you can possibly sell if you so choose. I don't want to be buying whenever I'm getting a sell or a bear signal. That's when the market dumps on you. I don't want to be buying necessarily when I see a yellow circle because the market can dump on you. I want to buy when I see a bull or a green or aqua blue buy or some red circles. So the market can immediately go up on me. Let's just take a measurement. Even though we're on a 4-hour chart, we're no longer on the 1-week chart. Let's just measure from this circle here. Let's go in the middle. Doesn't want to do quite the middle. And let's just go to the tippy top of the wick here because there is a wick. 12%, 16 hours. All right, so you say you got $100 to play with, 16 hours, you get 12 back. Okay, not bad. You got $500 to play with, you get 60 back. Okay. You got $1,000 to play with, you get 120 back. Now that is how you play the game. And you can see that in many spots, as long as the market isn't trending sideways, what we call it. We like the breakouts to the upside or the downside, but you can always play the game. And that's just on a 4-hour chart. You start going on higher time frames and you're just waiting on some buy signals, just waiting on buys or bulls, because you're scraping the bottom of the market here. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel. And to take a measurement, should things like this happen again, because you never know where you are, especially with 2 falling wedges. One is a failure, one within one. And knowing we can possibly go this high, if not now, in the future, let's take the measurement from where the price is now up to this line, as we've seen it break out that high in the past on another time frame. Let's see where my price currently, there is the dotted line there. And let's just measure up to here. All right, so to our line is 84%. 84%. And that is how we trade. We let the computer look at the signals and do all the guesswork for us. All the calculations it sees, all the moving averages, and it throws a signal for us. And that is a beautiful thing. It's working without working. All we have to do is play the game and trust the setup. Let's go to one of my favorite assets, XRP. Perhaps the next Bitcoin. Let's open this up. Computer does move slow since I am doing multiple things on it to include recording. See all my familiar assets here that I look at so frequently. And let's go to XRP. XRP on a 1-week chart. The candles will be painted. Green is an uptrend. Yellow is a downtrend. And we always oscillate between yellow and green. Green, uptrend, yellow, downtrend. Bear, yes. Waiting on some buys. Waiting on some bull indicators to pop off. And you already have a green channel. You've already been scraping the bottom of the barrel. Should the price go down any lower, That would be just a beautiful thing because you can acquire more assets on the cheap. And so XRP is letting us know, because of the chart layout, when to buy and when to sell. And as always, on the 1 week chart, the moves could be just beautiful. We'll just do this buy signal here. Let's take it from the middle and let's just go to the tippity top. 61%, 7 days. Now, when the candles flip from yellow to green, it's going to be a beautiful thing. This is an interesting moment in time where on a higher time frame, we can play some beautiful games, and it's almost as if we're cheating. Look at the nice little yellow circles encouraging you to dollar cost average. Get in here, price goes up. Get in here, price goes up to the green. Wick, then it comes back down. And we have a red channel opening up. Sooner or later, we officially move down through the green channel, positive. And since it's red, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. We'll probably do so for who knows how long. Sooner or later, we'll start cutting up through that bad boy. And it can happen at any moment. It can be just poof, like this here, over the span of 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Like this here, over the span of 1, 2, 3 weeks. You can just really have some explosive moments in here. So we're all watching. The war in Iran, the rigmarole, the Straits of Hormuz, energy prices. We're watching everything, to include banks not wanting to lose out on this Clarity Act that is supposed to be coming. After it's been marked up by the House, it's moving towards the Senate, and the Senate will eventually do what they do and move it to the president's desk for signature, signed into law. And when we have clarity in cryptocurrencies, generally speaking, we'll get ready for just some really exciting times. And the chart is going to let us know exactly where we are, just like it's letting us know now. The markets have cooled down, folks. Look at the pink. Look at the dark red. Pink, the darker red. Brown is cooled down. Brown in the background is cooled down. Very interesting time to get in. Very interesting time. Because when things start heating up, price movement goes from yellowish or brownish to whitish to red. Heating up cools down until one day you heat up and you explode. And who knows if the price is really going to come down again to places where the average citizen can afford it. Nope. This is potentially the next Bitcoin. So I say, learn to trade, of which the computer is teaching you if you knew how to be observant and ask that ever so wonderful question, why? Why did that signal print? What are other clues in the chart that's giving me indication of why that printed there? And why is it almost prophetic? Why do every time I get a bull flag, the price upon inspection goes up? Or a buy signal? And why every time I get a sell signal, the price does seem to go down? And is the computer always so accurate and always so right? It's very interesting. Very interesting. You can look at many places. I can pull up just random 6-hour chart. You'll see the bulls and the bears, and you'll see so many things come into place. That's a falling wedge there. You can see the price did break the top plane, a double falling wedge. Just beautiful stuff. Bears and bulls. Let's go to a 2-hour chart. And you can see the green and the yellow candles. You can see the increase. You can see the sell signals. And then the bear sign, it's like giving you multiple chances. Yeah, you should really get out. Yeah, you should really get out. Those are yellow candles too. And that's a buy. And it went up and it went down. No fear. The yellow circle is not there, but a red one is there. Boom. There's a buy signal underneath the bull signal. Boom. Increase. Okay, you can start thinking about selling. Yellow circle, sell signals, bear, or you can hold. Now keep in mind this is on a 2-hour chart, just like we looked at on the 10-second chart. But on the 10-second chart with ZBCN, because the signals were so clean and so clear and so consistent and faithful to come in about every 10 seconds, not perfectly, but about every 10 seconds. And plus the candles had some width to it, some bite. We can see the bars. Sometimes they come in so fast you have no width to the candle. Blue is nice. Yellow brings you down. Like blue is underneath the green and yellow is above the yellow cloud. This is giving an indication of price action, letting you know if you're in that bull season or if you're in that bear season, no matter what the time frame you're on, even though we're on a 10-second time frame. Still beautiful. We can still count cadence too. Right? The blue can usher in the green, or after blue, we can get the yellow. So it's either the green or the yellow. If this blue prints and slides to the left, who knows, we can get them at the same time. A lot can happen in 10 seconds. So it didn't print yet. It's still there, right? We're still in the influence of this. That 1 and a 3, or 2 and the 6 death cross. Now we get a blue that printed. So now that is nice. And will the green stay there, or will we get the yellow? The green printed. Now we can get the yellow. But will the markets heat up? How long will they heat up for? And when will they cool down? Look at the bull signal. Look at the buy signal. Everything begins to talk to you all at one time. Look at the line. The white line so far is above the black line. It'd be nice if the black line was pulling up and if the white line was far above it. Notice what we have here, the bear signal. You're trending sideways, so we call it noise, even though it is still faithfully executing buy and sell signals. On higher time frames, you just got to wait a little longer, like on a day chart. If you notice you're in a trend, and notice the Gaussian channel is red, so you can cut up through it any time. And notice this Gaussian channel is red, so you're cutting up through the red. Like to have gotten the bear or the bull signal back here was really nice. That was a low point. The price went high, and you could have sold off because we have the 1 and the 3 death cross ushering in the 2 and the 6 death cross. You could have got out, and still you get no sell signal. So you could have just stayed here, maybe thinking about getting out the market, up to you. Here, maybe thinking about getting out the market. But why? We haven't traveled up through the green. Up through the red yet. Here we have. So this would make sense. Prices go down. And I knew we were going up again because you always travel up through red. So you can go down, but it's not official until you're above it, and then it flips green. And now when you're above the green, you can travel down through the green. So it's nice. Notice the falling wedge. A successful falling wedge. It broke the top plane. And the price target is way up here. Now, I don't know if it will meet that in the future. It didn't quite meet it here. There's a little spike up here. This is how as high as it got. And that's fine. Notice the white squares coming along the bottom, which means you're not ready to cut down through green yet. Green is going to be positive forces on the market, not negative like red, like right around here when it first starts. Positive. So it's going to blow the price up a little bit for a few days, which is nice. You're either going to trend sideways, or you're going to float sideways, or you're going up just a little bit more because of the white squares. All right, with that said and done, that's trading in a nutshell with your boy who built many of these beautiful, beautiful indicators and using just a few of them. Just a few is all you need. to get those beautiful clean signals. Trust what I tell you. Trust what I tell you. You'll run into it.